Hi darlings, hope you can hear me. I'm on my phone this time because the sound was a bit rubbish last week on my computer and I haven't had a chance to fix it yet. So I've got rather a precarious array of boxes and bits and bobs holding it up, so I hope the whole thing doesn't collapse, at least not in the next 10 or 15 minutes. So hope you've had a good week. Hope those of you who were able to join me last week have been tracking your brain fog to see if you can see any hidden saboteurs like not eating or rushing or things like that might be making it worse. Today I wanted to start by wishing you a fabulous happy menopause day. It sounds a bit barking really, doesn't it, to say that. I think World Menopause Day has been around, actually I was looking it up earlier, since 1985. I mean, that's forever. I couldn't believe it, actually. I think it's only really got some traction, especially in the UK, probably only 2015 or 16, where the mainstream media has picked it up as an event that needs to be taken seriously. And I was very pleased to see in The Guardian, the UK version of The Guardian, and hope that goes out internationally, that we need to pay attention to the menopause because it's 13 million women. So yes, we do. So I just want to start you with a reminder that the menopause phase of life, which is when the day you've not had a period for a year till the day you die, which is Dr. Tara Ullman's definition, the one that I use, is 35 years, roughly. Okay, so this is a fantastic phase of life. And it's been really good to see some of the press is actually about this is an amazing phase of life and we are losing the potential of all these amazing women because they're being crippled by symptoms. It's just not on. It's just so totally not acceptable. So I'm going to have a lovely little rant today about a bit about HRT, so that hopefully more and more of us, more of you, will actually understand, like you've joined this group, which is fantastic, that we've really just got to make sure that the symptoms are not keeping us back from greatness and from entering, you know, community and life at this important phase that we're in. So I did want to talk about HRT. I just wanted to give you a couple of stats, which I've got written down here. What are they? I can't remember them. Ah, yes, really interesting. The British Menopause Society last year, they published this last World Menopause Day, that actually, what was it? 3/4 of women say that the menopause, this is a UK survey, massive survey, caused them to change their lives. Half said it was a negative impact. And of that, half, 45%, women had menopause symptoms so strong that it had a terrible detrimental effect on work, which is why I'm particularly interested in helping women who are really suffering at work. Doesn't mean it's not also hell at home, but it's really horrendous if you feel that you've actually got to stop working or work not at your full potential, which is obviously part of what I want to do, help you get back to the top of your game. So what I'd like to start with is I put that strap line out, why HRT is not enough. So I do have to declare my hand because I had dreadful time with HRT, and I used to weep and wail when friends or friends of friends would say, fantastic, life before HRT was just appalling, one little teeny tiny tablet, one little tiny smear of progesterone gel, they were sleeping like babies, no mood swings, and off they popped back to work running an organisation. I used to just be desperate because it wasn't the case for me, and that's really what I want to talk about because well, I've got some funny stories really. The first HRT I had was some gel, and then overnight I went from a 32B to a like 38 triple, if it exists, triple D. I mean, it was just extraordinary in one night. And then I couldn't get hold of the doctor to ask, like, was this normal? I mean, obviously it's not normal. How stupid was I? So then I went off that one, went to another doctor, and I was given the pill. And then that wasn't boobs. Then my arse just became absolutely enormous and almost like independent of me. And I was still a moody old cow. So that didn't work. So over the years, I've tried so many different times, and types of HRT, you know, creams and gels and pessaries and blah blah blah, just the full Monty array of the 2 milligram, the 1 milligram, the 1.5 milligram, the morning, the evening, the everything, and it culminated actually in coming off HRT, and it was actually the coming off the HRT that saved my life. And obviously, I do like a bit of drama, and it was fairly dramatic. I mean, basically, after I'd tried possibly every single type of HRT known to womankind over a 4-year period and still wasn't getting any better. I had shocking migraines, really those terrible ones. I'd never had them before, so I didn't really have anything to compare them to, and really hard, stiff legs. And the thing that was so awful is that those are menopause symptoms. And I went to actually have a Doppler scan, which is a scan thing on your legs instead of your stomach if you're pregnant. And the doctor, it's amazing how these eureka moments happen just terribly casually. This doctor, just suddenly said to me, well, are you on any medication? I said, yes, I'm taking HRT. I brought sort of a suitcase worth of HRT to show him just in case he needed to know. And he said, oh, you should go and see a gynecologist. Some of the side effects of HRT are painful legs. And it was like, I had no idea. So anyway, I did go and see a gynecologist. Fortunately, there was a visiting gynecologist where I live in Tanzania. There's not so many gynecologists. There happened to be one. And I got an appointment 2 weeks later, got my suitcase of goodies out, the thises and the thaters, the morning one, the afternoon one, the gel, the pessaries, the antidepressants, the sleeping pills. And it took her about half an hour just to work out what I was on and why and etc. And she was utterly horrified, and she actually, I'll never forget those kind of killer words, which were, you need to get off them all immediately and never take them again, because those migraines are actually caused by the HRT, and it's amazing you haven't had a stroke. So you can imagine I nearly fell off my chair. And she said, have you been on a flight recently? And I had. I'd actually been twice to the UK, reasonably recently before I'd seen her. And I said, yes, I've been twice. And she just shuddered. I mean, it was horrible, really ghastly. So, death or disability by stroke was what she was talking about. And then she just said, you should have been on an HRT combo of estrogen and progesterone, which I hadn't been. And she said, so therefore, I need to do a uterine biopsy as well to check you haven't got cancer. I mean, it was just, I'm laughing now. Anyway, unfortunate. I did have the biopsy, which was, therein lies another tale. I'm fine. But I think that what's happened in the discussion around menopause, a lot of which is just fantastic, is that the right to information and to public discussion about menopause symptoms has almost been boiled down to being that HRT is the answer. And I think that it's too simplistic to put it like that, because actually there are thousands of women like me who don't react well to HRT, and there's also thousands of women who, for genetic reasons, who've had cancer, etc., who are unable to take those tablets. There's also thousands of women who don't want to. So basically, I think what we need to think about is actually seeing HRT, and it seems to me, as you know from the work that I do, is that I'm particularly concerned to share my research and work on the fact that stress can make menopause symptoms much worse. So again, if you just maybe I'd love to see a stress reduction program offered to women as a first-line defense, and maybe sleep management, and maybe changes in diet that could have a really significant and profound effect on your symptoms. And then there is absolutely a place for HRT, and it can make a massive difference to many, many women, and that is great. But you need to know what questions you have to ask about them. You need to be on the lowest dose, and you need to know that there are some really brutal side effects, that they are absolute buggers to get off as well as get on, and you might have to try 5 or 6 types, because lots of women are simply not aware of that, and so you need to get your list of questions ready before you go to the doctor, and even before that you need to find a doctor, a good GP or a menopause specialist who will actually give you the right information. Unfortunately now with the British Menopause Society and other agencies, this information is out there. And then put the HRT into its perspective. But I really think that it's a terrible shame that it's become an immediate first-line response instead of looking at other ways. Now, why am I surprised? I mean, doctors' appointments are 5 minutes, and all they do is dish out HRT, antidepressants, sleeping pills, antibiotics, whatever. Our doctors are not trained in lifestyle-related solutions. And although there's a big push, which is great, from some wonderful doctors like Dr. Ranjan Chatterjee and others to sort this out, it'll be really some time before you're going to see meditation rooms in GPs' practices and nutritionists seeing people before doctors do. That will come, I hope, which would be really fantastic. But until then, it's up to women to step up and to really get a grip of their own health and their own symptoms, and not be like that data that I just read out from the British Menopause Society, which is just horrible for so many millions of women just having such an awful time at work, like I did. And you don't want to be one of those statistics. None of us do. And the other thing that alarmed me from that survey was about how few women are still getting the right information and support when they need it. So I think what I want to leave you with is, don't be that data. The fact that you're in this group and that you're getting yourselves informed and educated is absolutely fantastic. So well done to all of you. Just remember, I'd love to hear your comments or questions. I'd love to know if you're on HRT successfully as part of a lot of solutions around your menopause symptoms. That would be great. And don't forget, if you do think that you'd like to explore other ways of working with me, then do jump on a menopause breakthrough call. Such a funny name, isn't it? I love it. Which is free for 30 minutes, just to see if there's anything more that I could do to help you. Because I've been knocking around for a long time, and I've put a big program of work together, and I'd love to share what I've learned and how I've helped other women with you. So, loads of yummy love, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.